Already in Sighișoara, and I will start to show you what I'm looking to right now. It's the clock tower from the city. The city, it's the medieval city. It's placed on a hill where we'll go together. When I'm here, I'm into the lower city, as it is called here, and I will start to go up to the top of the hill to discover together the city where Dracula was born, as I said, and one of the fewest medieval cities from Europe, which is still inhabited by the people after so many years. The church, it's the fortress. It's on a hill because after the invasion of the Mongols from 1241, they started to build. Yes, I'm using a gimbal, but I'm climbing a hill, and probably because of this, I'm moving a little bit. And plus, is not the best gimbal I can have in this moment, but I will try to buy a better one soon. So the city was built by the German colonists, which arrived in here at the beginning of the 13th century, and they were brought in here by the Hungarian kingdom, which invaded and occupied Transylvania and took it from the Romanians after about 100 years of battles. And they brought in here Germans and Hungarians. Hungarians because the Romanians doesn't want to defend the province for the occupant, and the Germans because they need a lot of artisans and merchandisers to raise the province economy. So when they came here, they starting to build a city, a fortified city, starting with 1200, and the result you can see it in the next hour with me. We'll enter first under the clock tower, which is the main. It used to be the main tower of the fortification, and they had something very common for those times into the medieval cities. They set the first main fortification called Barbicane. You can see it right now. It was consisted into 3 gates in a row, one after the other. Now I am entering on the first one, and this is the second, and the third is right under the tower. And here I will stop for a bit. This clock tower, it have about 64 meters high, or about 200 feet. As you can see it right now, it's dated back in 1676, when it was renovated after a big fire which destroyed the entire city in a very high proportion. So first time they built it around 1300, and then after the fire they renovated like this. It was an artisan from Tyrol, Veldgruber, and the local carpenter Valentin. On the superior part, around of the main tower, you can see 4 small turrets. Okay, from this side you can see only 3 right now. The 4th, you will see it when I will go under the tower. And those 4 small turrets around of the main tower was symbolizing the fact that this city had the privilege to pronounce the death penalty against the criminals. As you can know, into the medieval times, only the king had the right to cut the heads to pronounce this death penalty. But for some religious or economical or military services, he can give this right to another communities or to the nobles to do it. So here in Sighișoara, those 4 small turrets was an announcement for everybody that here in the city they can lose their head properly if they break the law. Also near the clock, which gave the name to the tower, you can see some small figures which which are actually disposed in on 2 levels. On the superior level, it's Saturnus, the Roman god, which announced the fact that today it's Saturday. And on the second level, the lower level, to the right side with the open arms, it's an executioner. It's missing the axe from his hands. And to the left side, it's a drummer, which used to announce the passing of the time here in the fortress. As well, this was a place, a way, mostly for the carts to enter into the fortress, but also they built a small road covered with a roof, the road of the old ladies, it was called. But obviously, not only the old ladies was passing by there, but all the people. And now I will go inside of the fortress, passing underneath the clock tower. And first I will show you the clock tower from the other side. Here you can see the thick walls and this huge and very big construction to resist to the sieges. And we arrived into the city. And I will go the other side of the tower, and I will tell you the fact that the tower also has a legend. We said that it was built by a giant, and that giant, after the construction, placed a golden globe on the top of the hill. You can see it. And he says that in the moment when that golden globe, with a capacity of 12 buckets of water, will be took down by somebody only raising his hand, that globe will be his. Till now, as you can see, the globe is still there, so is not any other giant in the area. The tower on this side have another figures which are displayed also on 2 levels. On the superior level, you can see to the left with a sword in her hand, the goddess of reason. To the right side with the balance, the goddess of justice, and 2 angels. Now it's outside the one from the left with 2 candles, which announcing the end of the day of work and the beginning of the resting time. And tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. will come up the other one to announce the beginning of the day of work and of the daylight. On the lower level, to the left it's a lady, which is the goddess of peace, and to the right side it's the drummer, which also announces the passing of the time, as it used to do it on the other side. As well, here we are very close to the main square, but also we are very close to this house, which I'll try to show it to you from a distance. It's the house where was born Vlad the Impaler, Dracula. Now the house is a restaurant. You can see it's actually an inscription which said that in this house was born between 1431 and 1433 and 1435, was living in here Vlad Dracul, which was the son, which was the father of Dracula. Maybe you don't know, if you attended my tour from the Bran Castle, you remember I said that the name Dracula, it means the son of the devil. I used to say that it's actually Dracula was the son of his father, because his father was member of the Dragon's Order, which was an order of knights fighting against the Ottoman Empire, which has as a coat of arms a dragon, similar with this one from here. And because the dragon in our mythology, in the Romanian mythology, the image of the dragon, it's actually the image of the evil, the people starting to court him, and because he put this image of the dragon on his shields, on his flags, on everywhere, the people starting to call him Vlad Dracul or Vlad the Devil, because Dracul, it means devil in Romania. And his son was called Dracula or Dracula, which it means the son of the devil. I will enter into the house a little bit, and then I will continue to tell you stories about this which lived in this house, because he stayed in Sighișoara for about 4 years, 1431, 1435, having a mint, a printing, an imprint for money. And now it's a restaurant, as I said. I'll try to get a little bit and leaving the house from the back. Sarona. And this is an image of the whole city, of the whole fortress. We are here on the clock tower, and we'll go up to the church on the hill. From the back. And I will continue to tell you that when Vlad the Impaler Dracula take the throne of Wallachia, the country of his ancestors, Wallachia meaning the country of the Romanians, because Wallach, it means people, which man which speaks the Latin language, and Wallachia, it was the name given to the country of the Romanians into the medieval times. We calling ourselves, of course, Romanians, but all the foreigners was calling us Wallachs or Moldavians or Transylvanians. But it's pretty much the same thing with the Hungarians, that you call it like this, but they call themselves Magyars. You call their country Hungary, they call it Magyarország. In Germany is the same example, Germany Deutschland, Germans Deutsch. And Vlad the Impaler used to organize in the first day of his reign a big party where he invited all the criminals, all the beggars, all the people, all the lazy people which doesn't want to work, all those guys, and to show them that he will be a good ruler. So they came and he put them inside of the restaurant for the party, and he burned them all. So he said after this moment, any crime in this country will be punished by death with a stick. So the impalement. This is the head of the Romanian ruler Vlad the Impaler or Dracula, which inspired the character of Bram Stoker for the count, no? For the this guy was starting to punish the people. So in about 1 year, the crime rate was lowered to about 0, because he was starting to apply this punishment for everybody. This is the church of the monastery, and I will tell you another stories about Vlad the Impaler on our route to the church on the hill. But first I want to tell you a couple of things about the church of the monastery. It's called like this because it was built around 1290, where here it used to be a monastery. Yes, it's a beautiful town, Tracy. Here it used to be a Dominican monastery. The building of the monastery, it was what you can see right now, the building of the city hall from Sighișoara. It's a building which was built somewhere around 1900. It's a Baroque building, very, very beautiful. And it was demolished around 1800. After that, it was for a very long time hospital, school, and of course city hall of the city. Remain only the church of the monastery, built here starting with 1290 by the Dominican monks, as I said. And those monks received the land as a gift from the Hungarian king, which owned Transylvania. So they built this beautiful monastery and beautiful church here only in the moment when the Pope was giving them the permission to receive money for their religious services, because it was a moment in the history of the Dominican order when they were beggar monks, so they couldn't receive any kind of money for their religious services. But when the Pope gave them this possibility, they starting to achieve richness, and not only money but properties, like entire villages with all their people inside, lakes, water mills, a lot of things. So they had money to build this church. They left Transylvania, being forced, these Dominican order monks, in the moment when the reform of Martin Luther arrived here in Transylvania, being brought by Johannes Honterius, a German humanist from my home city, from Brașov. And he changed the religion of the Germans and of the Hungarians from Catholic to Protestant. These reforms do not touch the Greek Orthodox Church of the Romanians, because the Romanians were tolerated actually in their own country, because the Hungarian king recognized only 3 nations in Transylvania: the Germans, the Hungarians, and the Sekeis. So that's why when this reform coming in here, the people from Sighișoara forced these Dominican monks to leave the city. Here you can see the actual city hall of the city from the main entrance. Here the entire wall of the city was starting to be built around 1300, and it have about 950 meters long. So on those times it had about 14 towers and 4 bastions or bulwarks. Today we have only 9 towers and 3 bulwarks, 3 bastions, because the rest of them were destroyed by the earthquakes or by the attacks of the enemies, and of course by the passing of the time. Here is one of the corners where it's missing one of the bulwarks, one of the bastions of the city. Now, as you can see, it's a parking place. And I'm going slowly on the street to that tower that you can see it in front of you. It's the tower of the Catholic Church, which was raised in here starting with 1900, on the place where used to be the Franciscan monastery. I told you about Vlad the Impaler, Dracula, and I will tell you that it came a time in his country when he placed on a well, on a crossroad, a golden cup to have the people to drink fresh water during of their journeys. And of course, nobody was stolen it because they knew the punishment. And another story is saying that traveling from the country to the country, he met a man, a peasant, which was working the field. And the clothes on that man were pretty ripped off and dirty. So he asked the peasant if he is married. He said, "Yes, I'm married, sire." "Okay then, lead me to your woman." So they go home to the peasant's home, and Dracula asked the wife, "Did your husband brought to you last year enough hemp to make clothes?" She said, "Yes." Then why he is working with those clothes, dirty clothes on him and ripped off clothes? Why? Because she wasn't capable to give a straight answer. He impaled the wife for being lazy. Another example about Dracula is saying that the Sultan Mohammed II, the conqueror of Constantinople, in 1453, sent some ambassadors to Vlad the Impaler to order him to pay the tribute to the Sultan, to the court of the Sultan. And after was listening the message, Dracula said to the Turkish ambassadors to take off from their heads the turbans as a sign of respect in front of him. Thank you, Marius. And because their answer it was that they will not reveal their heads in front of a non-believer, he said, "Okay, if it's like this, I will order to be nailed from your heads, your turbans, with some thick iron nails, just to not fall off in case the wind will starting to blow in here." Another story, are endless stories about this, but another story says that after this thing, Sultan Mohammed II decided to get rid of Vlad the Impaler, Dracula. So he sent 2,000 soldiers to capture him and to brought him to Istanbul. Vlad the Impaler Dracula knew this, heard this from his spies, so he captured those 2,000 Turks and he impaled them all. Of course, the chief of the leader of the Turkish army was put into the highest spike, just to be just because it was the highest rank. And after this moment, he was invaded by Mohammed II army, and he found a very clever way to defend himself. I will tell you in about 5 minutes, because I want you to show you here Casa Georgius Kraus. It was one of the historians of Sighișoara, one of the humanists of Sighișoara. Now his home is a hotel and a very fine restaurant of the city. And of course, obviously, here in front of me, it's one of the towers which remain standing in front of the passing of the time. It's the Shoemaker's Tower. And this is making me telling you a little bit about the guilds, because it's called the Shoemaker's Tower just because of the fact that the Shoemakers Guild was taking care of this tower in case of why did he like this method of killing so much. I will tell you in a minute, Dean. Because the guilds was taking care of the towers, was defending the towers, maintaining it and repairing it. This method of killing, Dean, it's actually not his idea. He was taking it from the Turks, from the Ottomans. He and his brother, Radu the Beauty One, were prisoners at the Turks, luxury prisoners if you want, just as a warranty that their father, Vlad Dracul, will not start a war against the Ottoman Empire. So they studied together with the son of the Sultan Murad III, which is the future Mohammed II, the conqueror of Constantinople. They, yes, Peter, that's the one. So they studied together with Mohammed II, and Vlad learned from the Turks everything about their way of life, including about their punishments. And this was a punishment method used on a large scale by the Turks. And not only by the Turks, but also by, for example, Charlemagne of France was using it. So it's nothing invented by Dracula. This is a picture which I recommend you to take it, because it's something that you will find in many travel guides, book guides about Sighișoara. So it's pity to not have one. So that's why he was using this method. Plus, it was a very violent method, and as you know probably, in those times, one of the single methods to keep the people under control, it was to be violent and to punish them very, very badly. Today, you can consider that punishment, that tough punishment, for example, like the whipping, is not practiced today in our society, but sometimes the fines that you can take it from the police could be considered the whipping, because they're whipping your your pockets, and you are feel it in the same way as worse as a whip on your back. So it's pretty much the same about the keeping the order. Somehow we are not so civilized probably as we like to think. I will show you the Shoemaker Tower from a distance a little bit, to have another image from this side. Here I'm on the western side of the walls of the fortress. As you can see it from here, I'm not looking too high, but in fact, if you will see the distance till the land, you will see are not as you believe. So here is the exterior part, so about 4 meters, and then till down there among the trees are another 6 meters. So the fortress, it was very well defended up here. Continuing the story, yeah, whipping the pockets, Maureen, it's pretty much the same. Okay, so continuing to speak about Vlad the Impaler, I will show you in the meantime the Shoemaker's Tower from a different angle. So Mohammed II invaded Wallachia, the country of Vlad, or the country of the Romanians, as we used to call it. And maybe you know, into the Western history of Europe, you know about battles about 6,000 people against 4,000 people. This was pretty much the maximum. If I'm not wrong, the battle from Azincourt in France between British and French was opposing armies of 5,000 maximum of people. Here in our conditions, think about Mohammed II came in here with 100,000 Turks, and Vlad was forced to oppose him about 40,000 Romanians, plus about 1,000 Sekis, which came from Transylvania to help him to fight against the Ottomans, which in those times they were a danger for Europe, like it was ISIS, the Islamic State, a couple of years ago. So they were the main enemy. So because of this, they have to come to fight. So how do you think Dracula resisted with 40,000 people in front of 100,000 soldiers? Very simple. He applied a very old rule of harassing the enemy, hitting and destroying the provision lines, attacking day, attacking by night, seeding the fear between the enemies, and making them be all the time under tension and very, very stressed. So after this, after a couple of days like this, plus he poisoned all the wells, he burned all the provisions, all the villages, everything, to not let the enemy to be able to feed himself during of the yes Peter, during of this invasion. So that's why into a night before the like 1 day distance from the capital Târgoviște of Wallachia, Vlad dressed 100 of his best soldiers into the uniforms of the Ottoman Empire, and he entered into the camp of the Turks at midnight, putting fire and killing a lot of people. So for this reason, after he was going to kill the Sultan into the tent, the Sultan unfortunately wasn't there. So that's why after 1 hour of fight, the Romanians pulled back, all of them, and the Turks remained to fight between themselves because of the confusion, because they didn't know who is a real Turk and who is a Romanian dressed like them. After this moment, the Vlad was going seeking help near the Bran Castle, 31 degrees Celsius, Miriam, it's here. So the Sultan, so Vlad was going near the Bran Castle, near Dracula's castle, as it is known, and there he was seeking help for King Matthias of Hungary. Instead of help, he was captured by the king, who wasn't in the mood, to say like this, to fight against the Turks, and he put Vlad the Impaler, Dracula, behind bars for about 12 years. In the meantime, we arrived near the Tailor's Tower, which used to be used as a gunpowder tower. And in 1676, it was happened a big fire in Sighișoara, and when the fire arrived to this tower, as you can imagine, the superior part disappeared into a big kaboom. So the tower, they were forced to renovate it. Because I'm here, I want to show you something else. Here on one of the houses is the house of a music professor from Sighișoara. Exists on the chimney an image of a pen piper, and I have a little bit of lag here at my phone. Now you can see it. So that pen piper or pen flute, you know the story, the pen piper from Hamelin, from Germany. That story with a city invaded by the rats, and the people from the city hall, they hired a man with a enchanted pan flute, which singing from the pan flute, he was followed by all the rats from the village, and he cleaned it. He escaped the people from that rat invasion. But because they didn't pay him all the amount of money that they talked at the beginning to do it, that pen piper from Hamelin starting to sing another song, and this time all the children of that city were following him, and he disappeared, followed by all the children of the community, and entered into a mountain. Yes, Miriam, I haven't planned to do it, but from Brașov to Iași, it's a pretty big distance, and probably I will do it. I will do it this fall, because Iași, it's a beautiful city. So the pen piper and the children disappeared inside of a mountain, and they were gone forever. In the same time, if you read that German story of the pen piper from Hamelin, you will see that at the end of the story, they are saying that the people from Siebenbürgen are saying that they are the descendants of a group of children coming out from the mountains, following a pen piper into a sunny day. For the ones which doesn't know, Siebenbürgen is the name given by the Germans to Transylvania. So actually, somehow the Transylvanians, the Germans from Transylvania, are saying that they are the descendants of the children from the story. And from here I will continue the trip, the walking tour till the church on the hill, which is at the end of our tour. I will try to show you the Tailor's Tower from this side, It's a pretty big one, as you can see it. And now I will continue along the walls, going to the church on the hill, and continue to tell you about the Vlad the Impaler. So, to end the story actually. So after 12 years in prison, he came back on the throne of Wallachia only for 3 months because he was killed by his nobleman actually, which wasn't peace and silence in their lives, tranquility, not to fight against the Turks and to have wars all the time, even for independence of their country. I'm going now, as you can see, to one of another towers of the city, and I will start to tell you about the guilds. So, as you can see, the guilds into the medieval times, there used to be associations of artisans and merchandisers working together, and the members of those guilds were only men. Not because they were chauvinists or something like this, but because of a very interesting fact that you will understand it at the end of my story. So to enter into a guild, you have to be a boy of about 14 years old. You have to sustain an exam to enter first to work as an apprentice for about 2 years. At the end of those 2 years, you will sustain an exam. And if you take the exam, you can go to travel and work practicing your new job for about 2 years into another areas than your city. After those 2 years, you will come back, will sustain another exam, you will pay about 50 gold coins, and if you graduate that exam, you will be accepted into the guild with the condition to get married with one of the girls of the previous members of the guild. That was the idea, to be only men, because they got to keep the business into the family. And here I am closing to the Furrier's Tower, belonging to the Furrier's Guild. Thank you, Michel. And also near it, it's the Butcher's Guild, because those two towers were defended by those guilds. And in between, I will show it to you, it exists a small square where the cattle were divided in between the owners into the evening when it was coming back from the field. So as you can see, a city, a fortified city, fortified with about 14 towers in those times. And today remain only 9. I still have a lot of things to show you till the top of the hill. This is the small place where they used to divide the cattle. Yes, Miriam, exactly. It's a way of killing people, pretty common in those times. This is the Butcher's Guild tower. You can see it. And here it was the gate used by the cattle to enter into the fortress in the evening after they were coming from the field, eating grass. And this is the Furrier's Tower. Okay. And now I wanted to show you a house, because as you can see, the lack of space inside of this place, it was forcing the people to build their houses one near the other. So it was not much space left for some other things. So that's why when they built this house, they built it with a very special particularity, which I show it to you in a moment. So here you can see this empty angle, how should I call it, into the wall, which doesn't have a special purpose into the house wall. You see, it's going up, all up. Now imagine like this. This bottom part doesn't exist. It was only an empty space where they parked the cart. They parked the cart to be able to upload it and to download it from the top right into the attic or right from the attic. So they parked the cart with the back in that space. You see, it's like a 90 degrees angle, so perfectly fit for a cart with horses to enter. And then from the top they downloaded and uploaded the cart with hay, with anything they have need. Okay, and now I'll try to follow the shadow because my phone announced me from time to time that it's hitting off from the sun and from the transmission. As you can see, the pavement, it looks like this. They try to make it look like the original one, and they worked for this 2 years because everything here was, each stone was placed manually, and they worked about 2 summers. So 2 summers I guided in this city, jumping over the ditches and over a lot of construction materials, which wasn't very pleasant. And I will not take the covered staircase. I will go through the cemetery, but the covered staircase I will use it coming down. The covered staircase, it's this one, was built initially to make the connection between the lower part of the fortress and upper part of the fortress to defend the people in case of sieges. I will use it descending. And around 1700 was built for the children, which was going up to the school, because up on the hill still existed a high school in this moment, where the children are going up every morning during the school time. Also exists a very old school on the same hill, where it used to study Hermann Obert, which is considered to be one of the first rocket scientists in the world, if not the first one. And it's a guy which was born here near Sighișoara in Mediaș, and he studied in Sighișoara, and his contribution to the deadly rocket weapons of the Germans in the Second World War was huge, as it was his contribution to the program Apollo 11 of the United States much later. So 2 personalities we had in this city: Vlad the Impaler Dracula and Hermann Obert, one of the first rocket scientists in the world. The time in Romania, it's 20 to 5. The time in Romania is 20 to 5. I appreciate that it's about 10 a.m. on the eastern coast of the United States, and probably somewhere into the night in Australia. That's why it's you have to be very careful when you schedule those tours to be in concordance with the times from another meridians. So our goal is go up there, what is the rope maker's tower, which is still inhabited by the guardian of the church on the hill. And if the door of the cemetery is open, I will take the road through the cemetery. Yes, it is. Okay, this is a cemetery which was developed here starting with the 15th century, when was built the church on the hill. It's a German cemetery. Are many Germans, some Hungarians, and very few Romanians, because it's an evangelic cemetery, and mostly the Germans and the Hungarians took this religion after the reform of Martin Luther. Romanians remain in majority Greek Orthodox, and maybe one day I will talk about the differences and the connections between Greek Orthodox, Catholics, and Protestants. Okay, I think I can go further a little bit. It's very quiet in here. Are many graves. For example, this one is from 1863. Are people buried here? 1940. And this church on the hill, it's actually the third church of the community, because the first one was the church of the monastery that you saw it already. The second one was built near the beginning of the covered staircase, which I showed to you previously, and now it's covered by vegetation. And this was the third one, and actually it's in the same time it's dedicated to St. Nicholas, the church on the hill, and it's the single church from Transylvania, as far as I know, which have a crypt inside, and very well preserved crypt. Of course, not only a crypt. I'll give you a possibility to take a first picture. Almost midnight in Australia. Okay. And now I'm going slowly to the church, which is an amazing construction and have such beautiful and rare frescoes inside. I will show it to you when I will be there in approximately 3-4 minutes. Okay. So inside of the church is it's not so hot as outside. It's very fresh. I said many times that the guys from those Gothic churches, where it's very fresh inside, during the summertime using to let the doors open just to refresh the atmosphere from outside. Okay, now we'll go to the church. I want to okay. I hope my friend Alin is here. He told me great stories about some tourists from the capital of Romania, which was coming up here by the car and was asking him, where is the fortress from Sighișoara? And he says, well, you are right in the middle of it. Okay, this is the eastern side, the western side of the church of St. Nicholas, and now I will go inside of it. To see, they modified the exit from the cemetery. I will enter in a minute. Să rămână. Am vorbit cu Alin să vină astăzi cu unul preot să fac o vizită în interior. Da? Să rămână. Mulțumesc. Okay. My friend Alin is over there working. So first thing which I want to show you is this painting. As you can see, up it's the crucifixion of Christ. The cross it's on a hill. Under the hill it's a skeleton. Yeah, it's a big hill, Mike. Under the cross it's a skeleton which represents Adam, and it's also a difference between the old world of sin, represented by Adam, and the new world of the New Testament, represented by the crucifixion and the sacrifice of Christ. Under it is this painting, which is a very rare one in the world. It's an image of the Saint Trinity, represented as a person with three faces. So in the center is God, Holy Ghost, and Jesus Christ. In the same person, it's a unique fresco in Europe. I don't know to be another one like this anywhere else. It's a church made by the Dominicans because this idea of the nave churches without a transept, without having that cross shape, it was invented by them, by the Dominicans. They had the idea to build something like this just to have the entire population of the community into the same place by having them all together to see and to listen, all of them, what the priest was saying. As you can see, it's a Gothic church, and at the bottom of those columns, you can see the four evangelists, made two here, and another two in this side. Are statues made not by marble, but made by wood, polished and painted to look like the marble. Here, it's a triptych, which belonging to an altar of a church close to Sighișoara. And in this painting, you can see Saint Martin to the right into a brown cloak, and on the left side into a red cloth, it's Saint Dominic, the founder of the Dominican order. You know that many bad people used to laugh and to say about the Dominicans that the name Dominican came from Dominus Canis, which it means the dogs of God. And because of this reason, the painter of the painting, kind of a joker if you want, painted a dog into the main image of the triptych. And because I forget where the dog is, I will ask you to look carefully into the main painting to tell me where is the dog, if you see it. You see it? It's a dog into the main painting. And I will ask you to help me to remember where it is. If you see a dog, please write me. I will go closer. Fortunately for you, unfortunately for me, the light came into a very good angle, helping you, making more easier for you to see the dog. If you didn't see it, I'll show it to you. It's right here. You can see the hand of Saint Martin on the back of the dog. It's a hound dog. So his hand is on the back of the dog. You can see the paws, the front paws, standing on the brown cape of the saint. You saw it? I will go a little bit closer. Okay. From here, another thing which I wanted to show you is the fact that the paintings were plastered after the reform, because as you I'm glad that you saw it, Tracy, finally. It's one of the games which I have it with my clients here at this church. So this church was plastered. The frescoes were plastered after the reform of Martin Luther. And into the 90s, a German foundation called Messerschmitt, a cultural foundation, came here in Sighișoara to reveal from under the plaster all the frescoes which was into the church before. So you can see on that wall the final judgment with Christ on the top, on the both sides, also on the top Virgin Mary and John the Baptist praying for us. Then to the right it's hell with the black shadows of the devils, and to the left side it's the heaven. Up here on the vault you can see Archangel Michael fighting with the devil. I will give you another image of the final judgment if you want to take pictures, postcards. And here on the wall it's the story of Saint George killing the dragon. Actually, here he is capturing the dragon. You can see it right here. The dragon with brown and Saint George into a red dress, into a red cloth, capturing the dragon. Of course, as you can see, Saint George was a very peaceful character. He never fought with a dragon. Actually, the dragon is the symbol of the evil, as you know. And he became starting to become a saint after his death, when the relics of Saint George starting to make miracles. Now I will go to another altars, another shrines brought in here just to be preserved in good conditions by the people from Sighișoara, to not be theft by the thieves, stolen by the thieves. And here you can see that the proof that those statues are made by wood. You see, it's wood carved, which looks like stone or marble from the distance. Those altars were stay closed. You can see here it's like a window protection was stay closed. Was another painting on the exterior side, and was open only on the important celebrations on Sunday morning, or Easter, or Christmas, or Virgin Mary's Day, to see the carving from inside. Before to descend into the crypt, I want to show you the main painting of the altar. The main painting of the altar, which is displayed in here. The main painting is a Baroque one. The decorations around are Gothic. I will show you right now, and I will tell you the story of the painting, which is a very interesting one. So, as you can see, even that the light is not very good. It's a very common theme of painting of the medieval times, which is called Saint Anne and her family. In the center of the image, into a green dress, we have Saint Anne, mother of Virgin Mary, keeping in his arms two children. To his right arm, it's baby Jesus, and to the left arm, it's Maria with a mature human face and the baby body. On the back side of Saint Anne, from left to the right, are her first three husbands. Only the fourth is Saint Joseph. On the lateral sides are her sisters with their husbands, and into the corner of the painting, it's a man with a white cape, which is the painter of the painting. And now, if you will unite with an imaginary line all the heads of the men from the painting, will result a circle, which is the sign of continuity and perfection without a beginning and without an end. If you will unite with the imaginary line the heads of the women, the result will be a triangle, which is the symbol of Saint Trinity. If you will inscribe a circle into a triangle, the result will be the eye of God. So the painter was a very smart one, and have painted a very beautiful symbol of the eye of God, which saw everything into this world. Here we have the benches, the pews, where the people used to stay. Thank you, Karen. Used to stay on the religious service, and also these pews from this side. And now I will go inside of the crypt. I hope that the signal will not falling. Till then, I will show you the organ, which as well it's placed on the western side of the church, into a place where it used to be the honorable place for the people which paid a lot of money to maintain the church and to keep it in a good shape for the renovations. And also, this church was built, like many other churches in Transylvania and in all over the world, was built on the ruin of a Romanic church, because the Romanic style was built before the Gothic. And now let's go into the crypt. Let's go into the crypt. What we can find in here. And priests were used to be buried. And I want to try to go to show you one of the original coffins which were buried here, which is, you can see it through this window. It's a coffin which is here since at least 1700, 1770. I'm not there to go further, not because of Dracula, but because of the signal. I don't want to lose the signal. And I will try to get out from the crypt. Even that inside of this crypt, many people told me that they are feeling the spirits of the dead ones. I will not leave the church till I will not show you something else. You know that before the people, this is St. George into another painting. You know that before the people used to be buried inside of the church, especially the rich people, the wealthy people. And I want to show you a couple of tombstones of one of those rich people, because are very beautiful carved. This one was belonging to one of the members of the Furriers Guild. These things represent furs of animals hanged to dry. You can see it much better. And near it, it's a tombstone belonging to one of the mayors of Sighișoara. See how beautiful it was carved. And he was buried in 1647. And as you can see, the nose it's missing. Apparently, was a way to mock up the memory of the deceased person, destroying his nose, his pride. And here it's another one with the Sizzler, the Tailor's Guild, and 3 roses coming from a heart. They used to say that the love, the faith, and the hope are always coming from the heart of the man. And here, the last one, another important symbol of the Germans. From here, you can see it on both of those tombstones. It's a pelican with his take the heart out from his chest, feeding his calves, his babies, to not die by hunger. A symbol of self-sacrifice, as Christ was sacrificed for us. I will leave now the church, and I will descend to the main square where I will end the tour. I will say hello to my friend first. Salut! Îți povestesc în termen că sunt live în momentul ăsta. Bine? Te sun și zic mersi, papa. So we are going down to the cover staircase. I hope you like the church. Tomorrow on the Evangelical Cathedral from Sibiu. Also, I have, which is a jewelry of the Baroque style from Romania, that church. I have a big fresco of the crucifixion of Christ, where also we'll do a little game if you will join me tomorrow in Sibiu. And also, we have an exhibition of tombstones. And I will try to find, together with you, to look and to find the tombstone of Mihnea cel Rău, which used to be the son of Dracula, killed and buried in Sibiu, inside of that evangelical cathedral. Here are the exterior statues. It's the adoration of the mugs of the kings. You can see it's Virgin Mary with baby Jesus in her arms, which received the visit of the three kings. Here is the first one, and the other two on the other buttresses of the church. See the second and the third. Three of them saluting Maria and congratulating her for the giving birth to our Lord Jesus Christ. And here is the school where used to study Hermann Oberth, the first rocket scientist with important contributions into this science, including into the program Apollo 11. And here across the street, it's the high school Haltrich from Sighișoara, where the children are coming every day, climbing the cover staircase to assist to their classes. It's Joseph Haltrich High School. And here we are going to the cover staircase, which will take it at about 172 steps to climb and to descend on this staircase. You can see from here are the trees, which are not letting us to see very well, but this is the length of the staircase that will take it right now. Okay, it's a very long one and very useful during of the winter time or fall or autumn, when here the time is pretty rainy, so the children had a very good and protected place to go up to school. Welcome, Gloria. So now we are coming back to the main square of Sighișoara, where is the house of Vlad the Impaler, Dracula as well, and the clock tower. And there we'll end the tour. But first you have to see this last side of the city, which, as I told you and as you saw by yourself, it's full of houses inhabited by the people. That's why it's one of the few European cities from the medieval ages which is still inhabited, and this is something very rare in Europe. And of course it's a very beautiful city to come and stay a couple of days in here and to visit the surroundings. You can come by the plane on the Târgu Mureș airport, for example. Yes, Karen, thank you. I'm glad you like it, but it's not the end. We still have like 10 minutes to the end of the tour. And I want to tell you that the people from Sighișoara now are about 27,000 people living in here into the city. It's not a big city in Romania, in Transylvania, but it's one of the most important touristical points of Romania. And if you reach Romania and if you are not coming here to see it, it's bad, it's pity. So that's why I said it's important to arrive. It's one of the 3 main cities developed by the Saxons, starting with the 13th century here. So it was Sighișoara, Sibiu, and my home city, Brașov. They were the gold triangle of the commerce, because the commerce in those times, it was coming from Istanbul to Vienna and passing by Sighișoara, Sibiu, and Brașov. Now we are coming out from the covered staircase. I told you about the second church. It's right here. You can see the wall of the previous, of the first church of the people from Sighișoara. And in this pink house, it's a cellar now, where the people are producing liquors and brandies since at least 250 years ago, after their own recipes. Okay, Miriam, welcome. Thank you for mulțumesc, because you mentioned it. Mulțumesc, it's the Romanian word for thank you. And because you mentioned it, I will explain to you all what it means. Actually, mulțumesc, it means I wish you a long life. And came from an old tradition in Romania. When a king was coming to the throne, the nobles was wishing him long live your highness. And long live your highness, it was in Romanian, să ne trăiești într-un mulți ani. And mulți ani, long life, it was transformed along the time from mulți ani to mulțumesc and mulțumesc. And from here, our word for thank you, it's saying actually, I wish you a long life. As you can see, we have a small party in here in Sighișoara. It's some small concert, because it's Saturday and usually the people are partying. And as well, here we have this green big house, which now it's Hotel Sighișoara called. And this green hotel, it used to be the city hall of the city around 1800. And now it's haunted, and this is a certified fact. It's haunted by the ghost of one of the mayors of Sighișoara, which was hanged by the neck and killed, executed into the main square, where now it's this party, because he was stolen from the money of the community. I stayed many times in this hotel in the last 16 years with my tourists, and the people which are working here told me about noises which are coming from the cellar, where they're organizing parties and dinners. They hear a lot of movements into that place. Sometimes they are find the carpets, the rugs, moved into the hotel. Music and the typical dances, I can show you, but I have to find a show first. I had a show with Romanian folklorical music last Sunday, Miriam. It was the perfect occasion to see it, but I will try to find another opportunity. So it's a haunted place, as I said, and it's not the only one in Sighișoara. It's another hotel on a very small distance from here. Now I will show you a little bit what's happened on the stage, and I will looking together with you. So I wait for you tomorrow on Sibiu to visit together another beautiful German city, and to see the city with 3 squares with a beautiful Baroque cathedral, and to stay together there and to enjoy it. And now I will let you for another 2-3 minutes into the company of the music, and then I will turn off the transmission from the city of Dracula, Sighișoara, in Transylvania, Romania. Lori, if you are coming in here for 10 days, send me a message. Maybe I will do a tour for you somewhere and we'll meet.
I bet you do, Charles. It's a really beautiful place. If you are coming in Romania, I wait you to come. Just looking for visittransylvania.ro. It's my website. Choose a tour, send me a message, and I will be your private guide in Transylvania and in Romania. And this is valuable for all of you. If you come here, as I told you, visittransylvania.ro, and you arrive right to me. And if you want a nice Halloween party, you can start from this year. Thank you, Bonnie. I will end the transmission here. I remember you, if you want to take contact with me, try it on visittransylvania.ro. It's an email there. It's right coming to me. If you come into Romania, do not hesitate to contact me, to meet me, to have a tour together. I wish you a very pleasant night, evening, or day. And I'm waiting you tomorrow to follow me at Sibiu on the Let's Baroque tour. Bye-bye to you all.